Hello, I'm Mary Fund, Executive Director of the Kansas Rural Center. We are a private, nonprofit research, education, and advocacy organization in Kansas, promoting and supporting sustainable agriculture and a sustainable local and regional food system. We have been around for 40 years. We work on a variety of agricultural and resource issues. And today I'm going to talk about agriculture and climate change. Well, farmers and ranchers are well versed in the vagaries of climate, the vagaries of Mother Nature. We either have too much rain or too little. We have unpredicted, untimely blizzards that affect our livestock. We suffer through wind and hail and early or late frost. But today we're dealing with much more than the normal cycles. Agriculture is on the front lines of a changing climate that threatens our very ability to produce food and fiber. Today, we're experiencing more extreme weather events, droughts, floods, increasing heat waves of longer duration that affect livestock health as well as people. We're seeing shifting weed and pest pressures that all of these create uncertainties and the need to be flexible, more nimble on our feet to adapt on the run, and sometimes within the same planting or harvest season. This is not a distant threat. It's not a theoretical threat. We are experiencing climate change in real time. Record-breaking floods in the Midwest this spring, intense hurricanes that bring torrential rainfall and flooding inland along our southern and southeastern coast, historic drought and wildfires, increasing wildfire season in California, and even Kansas experienced severe drought and wildfires just a few short years ago. This year we had record floods preventing planting last spring. I don't know a farmer that doesn't cringe now when we hear the forecast of heavy rain, as we know that we could get a good share of the year's precipitation in just a few hours. And with that comes serious erosion to our fields, damage to our roads and our infrastructure. Well, the good news is that agriculture can be part of the solution to climate change. While agriculture contributes about 9% of the total greenhouse gas emissions related to climate change or contributing to climate change, we can play a much bigger role in mitigating those emissions. Agriculture can serve as a sink for greenhouse gas emissions through soil and woody carbon sequestration. The answers are at our fingertips and under our feet, literally. By improving soil health and increasing soil organic matter on our farms and ranches, we can sequester carbon in the soil. We take it out of the atmosphere and we put it or restore it underfoot. A simple way to think about that and a simple way to get started on what looks like a very daunting task is to just adhere to the simple basic soil health principles that have been put forth by the Natural Resource Conservation Service and others. Keep the soil covered, maintain living roots throughout the year or as much of the year as possible, diversify the cropping system to build biodiversity, and minimize soil disturbance, i.e. reduce or eliminate tillage and field traffic, reduce or eliminate chemical fertilizers and pesticides, and avoid overgrazing. Through use of soil health practices, including cover crops, complex crop rotations, and reduced tillage, we can begin to reverse carbon loss. With management-intensive grazing systems, taking livestock out of concentrated feeding areas and focusing more on grass-fed-based production, we can reduce the production of greenhouse gases, methane from cattle, and the need for as much grain production. Now, livestock production is the most controversial area of agriculture and climate discussions, but cattle and other ruminant livestock emit methane, whether they're raised on pasture or in confinement. So we don't want to get bogged down in the arguments about which is better. But we do know that it's an area where we need unbiased analysis and research to really make a difference in that area. In terms of local food systems, specialty crop production, meaning fruits and vegetables, Kansas doesn't produce much of that. We import about 94% or more of our fruits and vegetables. So we could definitely increase that production of actual food. But all of the above mentioned soil health, building, and farming practices benefit specialty crop production as well. A move to more diversity on farms could include broader adoption of fruit and vegetable production for local and regional demand. That would provide more diverse markets and increase some income streams for farmers. More horticultural production in Kansas under cover of high tunnels, low tunnels, offers some protection from some of the vagaries of climate change or even just regular weather. And it offers us more flexibility in terms of production overall. In conclusion, while the challenges are daunting and some folks are still in the denying that climate change is real camp, the effects are upon us in real time. But the changes that farmers and ranchers can make not only help mitigate climate change by reducing greenhouse gas emissions, they have multiple benefits for the farmer and rancher and the community around them. These include the potential to lower production costs through ecological or biological natural systems instead of purchased inputs, a healthier environment to work in as a person, a more diverse income stream, and an opportunity for more people to join in farming and ranching. Because food production and food security, because of these changes, will become even more critical in the future.